Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a vintage Del Mar aluminum block Petrol roller lighter. I couldn't find any information about this lighter. My go-to site, the one I always look at first, is Frank Dutton's Toledo Bend BCL site, and it was not listed there. Did a Google search and nothing showed up that way either. But you can see that fill screw is marked Del Mar, and patent applied for. It is a squat little lighter, very short and somewhat broad for its height. It's a nice overhanging snuffer so that it is easy to manipulate. A very fat and robust roller with an interesting execution of both the fluted part of the roller where the thumb actuates it, and also up here on the top part where the file actually causes the spark up against the flint. Inset flint spring screw, appears to be one pin holding the hinge in place. And it has a high polish, very shiny type finish to the aluminum construction of the lighter. It's been lighting for me practically every time as I ignite it here around the shop. So I really wasn't expecting it to be so slow to light. It's a little bit like the short Cygnuses in that when you are actuating the roller, you really only have these two fingers to hold the lighter steady if you're going to operate it with one hand. Try to hold it with more fingers and it's hard to get your hand down there on the roller. So for some people it may be more operable as a two-handed lighter. I did not have to clear out the flint tube in this one. It was already clear when I got it. Nor did we have to replace the wick. We were able just to tug it up just a length or two, far enough to get enough wick there that will fit underneath the snuffer and yet still be substantial enough to catch and ignite the flame. It does show blemishes, scuffs, scratches. You can see some marks on the finish there on the back side. Dings. Some damage to the screwdriver slot. Still has the original wadding. And it looks a little discolored, just like the wick, but hasn't seemed to show much problem with it igniting or whatever contamination, carbon, whatever that's in the wick, or dust, old flint dust, whatever that's in the wadding, doesn't seem to inhibit it from working correctly. There is a small standard screwdriver integrated into the fuel screw. Makes it very convenient when you don't have one, although these little screwdrivers are not the most ergonomic tools to use. They are present and able to use it there in a pinch if you don't have a screwdriver on hand, but a screwdriver will definitely work a little easier. There you see those markings again on the nice knurled fuel screw with this big, somewhat short, but I guess you would expect that on a short lighter, very thick roller for how short the lighter is. And you can see that there's still some debris in the file or the roller part of the mechanism, not necessarily the file wheel part of it, but the fluted part here that your thumb is going to actuate in order to ignite the lighter. Piston spring keeps that snuffer in the up or down position, whichever it is that you are desiring. And overall, a very attractive lighter. If you are a collector of aluminum block lighters, then you know that it is not all that common for them to be marked well. So to find one that is marked with the brand Del Mar and also patent applied for is very cool. I would definitely say that overall it is under 50% of aluminum block lighters that are marked, and there's no shortage of the ones that are marked either. There are plenty of them out there. The Sharpos, the Aerolites, the Cygnuses, plenty of others, even plenty of the shop type were branded with a name engraved on the fuel screw or the lighter itself. But there are plenty of others that are not, so it's always nice to find one that is. And nice to find one that's unique in any regard. So really glad to have this short little aluminum block Petrol roller lighter with a big old fat roller on it and a nice working lighter. Until next time.